or anything. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being super disciplined and super punctual. You are all here and very quiet before starting. And I know that every session that starts after a major lunch break, coffee break, it's always a challenge to get people in the room. So you being here is something that we really appreciate. We're here to talk about breaking barriers and biases and talk about gender equality in the digital age. So I'm really excited about the discussion that we're going to have today. My name is Liz Schow. I'm a journalist and a TV presenter. I work for Germany's foreign broadcaster Deutsche Welle. And yeah, I'm excited about the session today. It's a session that builds upon the Declaration on Responsible AI, the Hamburg Declaration on Responsible AI for SDGs that was signed yesterday and announced yesterday. I don't know how many of you were at that session, maybe a show of hands. Oh, all right, quite a number of you. So for those who were not able to attend the session, let me just read you a little bit from the declaration. I have it right here. It says, we convene in Hamburg to shape a human-centric, human rights-based, inclusive, open, sustainable, and responsible AI future. We commit to advancing AI for the SDGs, aligning with ongoing international efforts. And then it goes on to say that we want to protect and promote human rights, inclusion, gender equality, human dignity, and safety. So yesterday, during our lunch break, I had a conversation with one of the people who had worked on this declaration. And he's a tech developer, and he told me, you know what, Liz? 99% of developers have no idea about SDGs. I said, okay, that's very interesting. And then he said another thing that was also striking to me. He said, you know, instead of looking for AI solutions and working on AI solutions, maybe we should just start working on digital solutions first, and then dealing with AI will come later. My experts here. Once again? Sorry, I just heard something. Okay, so my experts here, my tech experts, looking at me, giving me this quizzical look. We'll discuss that during our panel. So we live in a world where 244 million fewer women than men have access to the internet. Today, we want to take a look at how we can bridge that gap. But then we also want to go a step further and say, okay, if they all have digital devices, if they have their data packages, what kind of content are they interacting with? If we have already bridged that gap, what if they come across content that, again, will lead to more? Welcome, please. We have one final panelist. Yeah, please, take a seat. Yeah, sure. Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad to have you with us. What if the content that they interact with, again, creates other dimensions of discrimination? What if it reinforces gender-based violence and things where it takes us back in fighting for gender equality? So that is something that we're going to be discussing as well today. We have to mention, of course, that there are already positive developments on the UN level, for example. You have the Global Digital Compact. We have something called the High Level Advisory Board on AI. But the things that these frameworks are missing is to address gender-specific risks. So we at this panel want to bridge that gap as well. Before we get to the discussion. We're going to hear some opening remarks from the Secretary General of the International Telecommunication Union. So this is a UN specialized agency that deals with information technology. UN member states are part of the ITU, but you also have 1,000 companies, universities, and also regional and international organizations. So before we start, we're now gonna hear the opening remarks from the Secretary General, Doreen Bogdan-Martin.
Hello, Hamburg Sustainability Conference. I'm honored to join you virtually as you discuss breaking biases and barriers facing women and girls in the digital age. While more people are online than ever before, 2.6 billion are not. And the gender digital divide is far from closed. In fact, it's widening in least developed countries, where just 3 in 10 women use the internet. Millions more women and girls are being left behind all over the world because the digital experience simply isn't safe, affordable, or relevant enough to benefit them. There are so many ways to move the needle, and skills development is one of the most impactful. That's why ITU, the United Nations Agency for Digital Technologies, is highlighting digital transformation to empower women and girls everywhere as we mark our 160th anniversary. That's why we've revitalized the Equals Global Partnership for Gender Equality in the Digital Age to train 100 million women and girls in digital skills by 2035, and 10,000 more individuals through our AI Skills Coalition with women and girls as a main target. And that's why every year in April, we celebrate International Girls in ICT Day so that more young women and girls can see their future in STEM. Breaking biases and barriers means creating space for every girl to grow, to learn, and to lead in an increasingly digital world.